All right. We got heel versus babyface. This is going to be fun. Supergirl heading for a catastrophic box office run and fully deserved. Again, we haven't seen the movie yet. So I don't know how it deserves to have a catastrophic box office. Here we go.
It's seemingly all over for Supergirl before it's even begun. The movie's still about 3 weeks away until release, and the marketing campaign has been an unmitigated disaster.
It's just doom and gloom marketing. Like, talking about the marketing and saying that the marketing's been a disaster, I just don't understand what they mean by that. Because all they've done is taken, like, still shots from the trailer and used random cherry-pick quotes. It doesn't necessarily line up with their narrative.
Pre-sales are in the toilet. Eyes have now started to focus on Man of Tomorrow and are just leaving Supergirl high and dry. It's of their own making, so I have absolutely no sympathy whatsoever. And we could be on the verge of seeing a Marvels 2.0.
Except that's not necessarily what we're looking at. And even if the movie just does okay, I don't think it's going to be catastrophic like he says. I just don't see that for this movie.
Hi everyone, it's Az here from Heel vs. Babyface. I've been pretty tactful in videos recently. Somehow, I think in this video, the tact might just go to one side because I really...
Pretty tactful? The last video that I watched of yours, you kind of just crashed out about God of War, right? You were just crashing out over God of War. That wasn't very tactful. You made no, substantial statements about the game. You just complained about a woman being as the lead character and speculating there was going to be no blood in it. That wasn't tactful at all.
I am sick and tired of this bollocks, and Supergirl is going to get everything that it absolutely deserves. First and foremost, the fact that they're releasing Supergirl as the second movie in the DCU is one of the most stupid things I think that you could have possibly done.
Okay, why? Why? Explain why it's stupid. It's stupider than any other thing they could have put out second. I want a real good answer for this, Az.
Superman itself didn't perform at the box office. It didn't make its money back at the box office.
It did make its money back at the box office.
That's just a simple fact. When
it is not a fact, it did make its money back at the box office. You have no proof of otherwise. You're using bro math. Bro math is not accurate.
When the true budgets come out, and that's based off their budgets, it's going to be even worse for it.
Actually, no, because I've looked at it and you guys constantly leave out tax rebates or any sort of incentives these movies get that come off of the total production budget. You do it purposely because it makes your narrative look good. The same way that you went in with Star Trek, I'm not going to let him forget this. The same way you went in with Star Trek and strategically used a clip out of context from like 4 years ago to try and make it look like Star Trek was pushing some sort of agenda.
So to follow it up with a derivative character, it should have been followed up with a Batman or a Wonder Woman or a...
We already know why they didn't do it with Batman. As far as Wonder Woman goes, we know there's drama with Wonder Woman. I would have argued there could have been other choices beyond this, but Batman and Wonder Woman were not options.
Mainstay of the Justice League of America.
So we're just doing Marvel all over again, right? We're just doing Marvel all over again. Just give us the main characters and the main characters only. So you want a Marvel Phase 1 2.0.
But James Gunn can't help himself, and he has to always do his ensemble, quirky, worky, and therefore every one of his movies feels identical. Nothing.
Supergirl is not a James Gunn movie.
Feels unique or different. And from the trailers,
so we've had a movie with a woman as a superhero dealing with trauma of losing her entire planet, the PTSD of that, having her dog poisoned, and going on a trip with a younger character. We've had this before. We've seen this before. Have you seen the movie yet, Az? Have you seen the movie? So you know what the movie's going to be. Cool. I didn't know you had seen it yet.
Just looks like another Guardians-esque ripoff. And
yeah, Guardians, one of the best trilogies in superhero IPs that we've had. One of the best ones. It certainly wouldn't want to be like that.
I don't think it's going to be any good whatsoever. The marketing campaign has done nothing but drive people away from...
Right, so this is another cherry pick quote. This is from the Geeks and Gamers article, I believe. They left out important context, but that doesn't really surprise me with Az, because this is what Az does. He purposely builds narratives and leaves out important context. He did it with a Star Trek clip. I've shown this before. There's a video on my channel about that. So he is no stranger to misleading and lying and getting caught in it. So let's see what he says about this.
The theaters. Millie Alcock coming out and attacking fans over
She did not
and
attack
over
fans.
again.
No, she attacked troll accounts on the internet, faceless accounts, and she was mocking how their profiles always say something positive, like Christian Dad of 4, America First, like all of these positive things that you would normally see associated with profiles that are supposedly real people, but all of them are toxic troll accounts. That's what she was talking about. She wasn't attacking fans, and she wasn't attacking Christian dads, not real Christian dads.
Some dumb, stupid bint who can't control her mouth, who thinks that they're owning the so-called chuds.
So in other words, you can't attack what she's saying because you're not even talking about what happened here. You're showing a headline. Headline outrage is crazy in 2026. It is crazy to do headline outrage in 2026. Pathetic.
And by the way, the so-called chuds are your target audience.
Oh, so the people out there being racist and bigoted and homophobic and sexist and misogynistic, that's the target audience? That's the people that are going out and supporting these movies? Last time I checked, y'all are not doing it. Last time I checked, you've been boycotting it. So I'm not really sure how this is some sort of like gotcha. Vincent says, hey, he's not denying that he's a chud right there. He's honest.
Just so that you can appease your peers for pats on the back and bravo and congratulations while your movie is going to lose hundreds of millions of dollars.
One, do you have proof that she's doing this to appease her peers? Oh, no. No, you don't. Two, do you know how much money the movie is going to lose or make or not make? No. Okay, cool. Just so we're on the same page.
These people don't know how to conduct themselves in interviews.
Right.
They have no media training.
Right.
They have no marketing training. And if they have, it's coming from retarded marketeers that are coming from indoctrination societies, aka...
Right. So Arsler and calling people, again with the indoctrination thing, you have no proof of that. If indoctrinating people actually worked, it would have happened a long time ago. These kinds of movies have been coming out for over a decade now. Has indoctrination worked? Has anybody gone into a superhero movie and then came out as a woke person? Oh, let me go into this movie where it shows a woman being powerful, walks out of the movie and becomes a feminist? Like, are we being serious here?
The education system, who don't know anything about marketing. They just know about ideology and espousing ideological talking points.
Right. So where did she do that? Where in any interview has Millie Alcock espoused an ideological talking point? In what interview? Where? I haven't seen anything like that. And if you're talking about this, you're not actually saying what she did. You're just showing the headline.
Things that are safe to attack, like Christianity, where they won't touch Muslims with a barge pole because they...
Oh, it's this shit again. Right, it's this shit. She didn't attack Christianity. Nice try, though.
You know, there'll be actual backlash. They take the cowardly, easy targets...
Also, there's no backlash for attacking Christians? Are you kidding me? So you're saying that attacking Christians, which she didn't do, but if she had done that, there would be no backlash for it. No, the reason why there was no backlash is because she wasn't attacking Christians. That's the narrative you guys are painting here.
Because they're cowardly people. And as far as I'm concerned, keep doing it. Keep losing hundreds of millions of dollars. A retarded broke-ass company, billions in debt, bought another retarded broke-ass company, billions in debt. And they'll learn nothing. And they'll keep doing it over and over again. And the fact now that eyes have moved toward.
So why is it that they have a bunch of money and you seem to have all the answers? Why is it that all of these people that you guys complain about, they're the ones that have tons of money to throw around, tons of money to lose, but somehow you and your panel of idiots, you and your friend group of idiots and fucking assholes, you guys know how the industry works. You are apparently geniuses when it comes to the movie and TV industry. Apparently you have all the answers to every possible question. You've seen the future. You've used, the powers of Doctor Strange to see every possible outcome, and you have all the answers. But yet none of y'all are working in the industry. None of y'all are making tons of money. You'd rather sit on YouTube and complain about stuff and offer no real solution. Like, literally, there's no solution. You're like, I'm going to complain about something and then say it's all because of black people and women and gay people and trans people. No solutions, no nothing. Miserable people. 2026 is the year of just people being miserable when it comes to this kind of stuff.
Man of Tomorrow, which will most likely underperform on Superman, which lost money at the box office.
It did not. I'm gonna stop him every time he says that. Superman did not lose money at the box office. They keep saying this like it's some definitive thing, some objective thing. They don't know. The studio was happy with it. James Gunn was happy with it. It greenlit a sequel. All signs point towards them being okay with the box office. Okay? They have no evidence that it underperformed in the box office. They just keep saying it.
It's just, chef's kiss.
And the crazy thing is, when conspiracy theories become part of your identity, when the ideology runs that deep in your community, facts don't matter anymore. They keep repeating it so that the people in their community will absorb that information. This is what indoctrination is, what they're doing. This is actual indoctrination. You keep repeating something until it becomes part of the core identity of your movement, of your group. So if they keep repeating things like Superman underperformed, Superman underperformed, Superman underperformed, elections are rigged, elections are rigged, elections are rigged, for once it becomes a mantra and it becomes ingrained in that community, in that group, there's no amount of evidence that will change their mind because they're completely all in on it. It becomes part of their identity. The Superman thing with James Gunn and DCU not making money is just an identity-based talking point that is not based in reality.
It's as if they already know that this movie is lost. It's done.
Right.
It's over.
Right.
In terms of pre-sales, let's just look at some other movies. Superman sold 325,000 tickets, totaling about $5 million. Black Widow, 175,000, which is about $2.4 million. Thunderbolt.
All right, here we are. Cosmic Book News. Of course it would be Cosmic Book News. And Matt McGlowan is the author of the article. Of course it is.
160,000, totaling 2.5 million, because the cost of the tickets have gone up since then, just in case people are wondering why that is. And then we look at how Black Widow and Thunderbolts performed, which was terribly. And so we scroll up to Supergirl, and Supergirl has only sold 110,000, which grosses about 1.75 million.
I want to point out, once this changes, right? Once the numbers change and they update the pre-sales, if they go up much, much, much higher, these guys will just ignore it. They won't make a video about it. But if the pre-sales stay around the same or don't go up very much, they might make another couple videos about it. The point is, when the numbers go up, which they have to, right? They're going to go up somehow, either a little bit or a lot. When they go up, they're going to pretend like nothing has happened. Nothing has changed. I hate this kind of content. It makes me so fucking frustrated because it's all narrative building shit. That's all it is.
It is not looking good at all. And all of those figures were taken at the same stage after 24 hours. So it's not as if the previous three, Superman, Black Widow, and Thunderbolts, were taken when they finished.
No, it was taken at a different time in the economy. Right now, the U.S. economy is much worse off than it was before. And the vast majority of those ticket sales, probably most of those ticket sales, maybe all of them, are domestic. People don't have a lot of money. I'm going to give you guys an anecdotal take on this. I work in the entertainment industry, AKA I do gig work, right? I'm a DJ. I work all around the state, sometimes out of the state, sometimes out of the country. In the United States, we have tipping culture. People will come up and they will tip you if they're enjoying your service. It's not like that everywhere, but it's like that in the USA. And tipping culture is a really good metric on where the economy is at an individual level, right? Tips from what I do have dropped almost 60% because I have to keep track of that for taxes. So my tips have come in 60% under what they typically are this time of year. And it's been like that for the last 2 months. Gas is really expensive. Food is expensive. Electronics are expensive. That's crazy. People do not have a ton of extra money laying around, meaning that they're going to be very picky about what they're going to see. What Az is doing here is he's ignoring the state of the economy. He's ignoring any other factors. He's just trying to tie it into sort of like some kind of ideological anti-woke thing. That's all he's doing. It's the laziest type of criticism. If you've watched my content before, you know that I've gone down this road before. It is very lazy to only look at one factor when you're talking about something like pre-sales on tickets for anything. When people have to spend money, when these things come into play, you have to look at every factor you possibly can. Culturally, financially, economy-wise, all of these things are important factors when you're looking at something like ticket pre-sales. So could the movie underperform? Yes, it could, just like any movie. Could the first weekend sales be lower than what they expected? Absolutely. But to pretend like it's all about ideology is a narrative, and it's the very indoctrination that he's talking about being against. He is participating in that indoctrination right now in order to make money on YouTube.
At pre-sales. No, this is all at the same stage. And take into consideration as well that Supergirl has a predicted opening of $47 to $65 million.
Yes, and the movie at the low end, which is the number that James Gunn confirmed, it's not 200 million. I don't know what he's going to say here. The budget is not 200 million. James Gunn has already debunked that and said it's not. The budget is probably closer to like 170, 175, and then it's going to get like a $40 million tax credit for where it filmed at, bringing that budget way down, way down. So we're talking about a budget somewhere between 130 to 140-ish, somewhere around there is what I think the math was. But it's going to bring it way down. But they're never going to talk about that because they have to sell you this bridge. You have to buy this bridge.
And if it starts to hit somewhere near the bottom end of that, near the 47 to 50 mark, then we could easily be looking at a Marvel's 2.0 on our hands here.
And you would love that. You and your friends would love that. You would absolutely love it to be a Marvel's 2.0.
And here's some scarier news for Supergirl. This is Thunderbolts, and they ended their theatrical run on $382.5 million. But if we scroll down to their opening weekend, we see that they brought in $74.3 million. And that
case closed. Case closed because Thunderbolts had a bad run after an opening weekend of 70-something. Case closed. All done. I also want to point out, this is why, look, Thunderbolts was a good, see, this is what, Jaybird, thank you so much, right? Thank you for this. Thunderbolts was a good movie, right? It's not like Thunderbolts was a bad movie. So we're not arguing quality here. That's not the conversation. We've watched so many of these videos. When does it ever really get into the quality? Let's be clear here. When is that ever part of the conversation? Very, very few times is the conversation about the quality of a movie. It's about ideology. It's about virtue signaling. It's about box office. It's about red carpet interviews, things like that. It's all of these different things. But it's never about the quality. So there's other context to look at. But we're not going to talk about context. We're just going to look at the numbers. And we're going to flop watch Supergirl's numbers.
That is above the highest projections. And of course, projections can be wrong. But that is above the highest projections that Supergirl has for her opening weekend. And then it gets even...
As the box office magician here, as the box office analyst, got all the answers. Let's run through all of them here. In case you didn't read the article where they kind of showed the numbers, let's individually go through each one of these movies and do it all over again.
Worse, because we see that Black Widow, which ended its theatrical run on 380, let's just round that up, $1 million, which also released on VOD at the exact same time, she had an opening weekend of 80.3 million.
Right. Again, are we talking about the context behind this? Or is it just the number? So we're talking about 10 years of a character finally getting a movie after all that time versus Supergirl, a character who is connected to a brand new IP, because we're talking about the DCU. It's a new universe. Supergirl connected to a new IP that's coming out. We don't know what these numbers are going to look like. 47 to 65. Could it be somewhere in there? Maybe. Could it be more? Yes. Could it be less? I hope not, but it could be. We don't really know. We're kind of in a gray area for what this movie is going to do because we're not sure about the brand power behind the DCU. I'm more curious about that. If you're asking me about what I think it's going to do at the box office, I just want to see what it does. I'm curious what it's going to do.
In dollars, $13 million ahead of Supergirl. And let's just say that I'm not holding out in any capacity for Supergirl to have legs at the box office. In actual fact, I'm expecting at least a 60% plus drop from week one to...
But based on what? You're not a box office analyst. It's literally not what you do. What are you basing this prediction on? Is it just random bro math? Is it just numbers in your head? Like, what are you basing this on?
Week two, when it does eventually come out. I don't think there's any faith in this movie whatsoever. In actual fact, I think the only reason it got made is because they had a script. And that's it.
Okay, I think I can't take much more of this. Yes, as if you're presented with a script that's done and they think it's a good script, that's why they're going to make the movie. It's exactly why Clayface is happening. Because they were presented with a script that they really liked. That's typically how you make good movies, is when you get a good script and then you decide to make the movie. Because the other reason would be it's part of that system that you don't like, which is where they just churn things out without any rhyme or reason and just make slop. That's what you would argue. A script good enough to get a movie made would tell me that that's probably a good thing. But in the world of As, they only made the movie because there was a script. Okay, cool. Got it. I love bro math. I love narrative building. I love propaganda and flop watch. So good. And if you love that too, you should subscribe to Heel versus Babyface. Because that's what you're going to get on this channel.